Hello and good evening. I'm Fana Sheikh and you're watching AWANI Tonight. The Tribunal for the Anti-Sexual Harassment Act 2022 will be finalized by year-end, says Women, Family and Community Development Minister Dato Sri Nancy Shukri. She says her ministry is currently in the process of appointing tribunal members.
The tribunal would be responsible for determining the appropriate process and procedures for a case under the Act. The Anti-Sexual Harassment Act 2022, or Act 840, was gazetted on October 18th last year. According to statistics from Bukit Aman, the number of reported sexual harassment cases in 2021 had increased to 506 cases, compared to 378 in 2020.
The government has achieved a consensus on the 5G access agreement and equity participation for Digital National Berhad DNB. Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi Fadzil said the 5 telecommunication providers will take an equity stake in the 5G single wholesale network, and negotiations on share ownership with DNB will be finalized soon.
The 5 telcos are Celcom Digi, Maxis, Telekom Malaysia, U-Mobile and YTL Communications. The minister said the telcos will support the development of the 5G network by DNB until it reached 80% coverage in populated areas by year-end. This before the single wholesale network model is switched to a dual network model, expected in January 2024. Fahmi said as of June 30th, the 5G network infrastructure had reached 64.7% coverage in populated areas. It was on the right track to reach the target.
The Home Ministry will open a one-stop center for the Labour Coalition Programme 3.0 verification process at headquarters in Kerajaan starting August 5th. Minister Dato Sri to ease and speed up the certification process and foreign workers in the country.
Mereka boleh terus hadir secara walk-in, tak perlu tunggu panggilan penugasan untuk membuat verifikasi di lokasi. Rasanya penting sebab petugas sudah di sini. Bila kita buka rekalibrasi, maka proses verifikasi adalah proses majikan dikena bawa secara fizikal untuk diambil biometrik dan sebagainya. Kemudian proses melakukan pemeriksaan dengan sebelum diadili dengan kita letak lawatan kerja sementara. Itu proses verifikasi. Jadi dengan tambahan pusat serenti ini, maka majikan dia tak perlu lagi. Sebelum ni dia diberi tarikh temu janji. Sekarang dia boleh walk in.
Saifuddin said he will also announce RTK 2.0 verification centres at selected locations in the Klang Valley soon.
The use of artificial intelligence is becoming more common in businesses as they seek to enhance efficiency and workflow. In fact, IBM's survey of CEOs worldwide found that majority believe competitive advantage will depend on who has the most advanced generative AI. Here to discuss this further is Catherine Lian, Managing Director of IBM Malaysia, who shares what it takes for businesses to achieve successful AI adoption.
Now, why does AI matters? According to IBM 2023 CEO study, it reveals that 75% of the CEO that was surveyed globally, including Malaysia, believes that the organization with the most advanced generative AI will have a competitive advantage. Enterprises needs to assess now to the full technology stack to enable them to train, tune, deploy AI models, including the foundation models and machine learning capabilities. And across the organization that they run, they need to ensure that as we run around a successful AI adoption, the triangulation of people, process and technology has to be adopted and be in place.
Catherine also lists some of the major roadblocks in AI adoption and emphasizes the importance of public partnership in integrating AI in businesses.
We have actually surveyed close to 3,000 CEOs globally, including Malaysia. And the major roadblocks are quite consistent. It's all about lack of integration of data across the current infrastructure, clouds and tools that they are developing. Is the talent. is the lack of talent on AI skills and expertise, and is the process that needs to be implemented in order to actually have the AI adoption fully run. Now, in the end, what we call it as the innovation strategy needs to have this whole triangulation to be successful. As we navigate through the digital journey, it is very crucial that we build a strategic collaboration across the public and private sectors here in Malaysia, as we translate the opportunities of AI to represent what is meaningful action. How do we harness the drive in economic recovery using AI? How do we bridge the digital talents? And most of all, how do we foster a growth in the country with the AI adoption by 2025?
Catherine believes that AI will not replace humans, but rather enhance human potential to drive innovation towards digital transformation. Even with the help of AI, Catherine also stresses the importance of having essential skills to remain competitive in the ever-changing job landscape.
The purpose of AI is to augment human intelligence. Now, at IBM, we believe AI should make all of us better in our jobs, efficiency, collaboration, and if AI should be augmented in the right place, it should not replace human decision makings. Technology is designed to enhance and extend human capability and potential to drive innovation, digital transformation, and digital economy to the next level. Now, automation, to some extent, can help free up employees from repetitive jobs and monotonous jobs. And that, what we call as human resources, can use their time and energy to be redeployed to perform better tasks, more productivity, valuable chain, and they can also upskill themselves and making sure that the role of change in decision-making, collaboration, and problem-solving goes up. In this case, where technology can be able to complement the human jobs, it is essential that having essential skills will continue to be competitive in the future of workplace. That's where, when we adopt AI, it's really all about resizing and reskilling the current workforce to the next level.
We will go for a quick break. Stay tuned for more.
난 강성 59봉입니다.
Stream it all the way you want on the all-new Astro. The Ultra kabelum.
Welcome back. Sia Kian Peng, an MP for Marine Parade, will be nominated as Singapore's new Speaker of Parliament. The Prime Minister's office says Sia, who was Deputy Speaker between 2011 and 2016, will be nominated at the next sitting on August 2nd.
The position became vacant after Tan Chuan Jin resigned from Parliament over an extramarital affair with fellow MP Cheng Lei Hui. Both Tan and Cheng also quit from the ruling People's Action Party. Tan had made headlines earlier in July for his use of unparliamentary language in the House, where he was heard using an expletive following a speech by a Workers' Party MP. Sia is currently the Group CEO of NTUC Enterprise, which includes Singapore's largest supermarket chain, FairPrice. He is also a board member of the Singapore Olympic Foundation and previously served on the boards of the Singapore Centre for Social Enterprises and Singtel, among others.
Hun Manet, Cambodia's Prime Minister-designate and son of current Prime Minister Hun Sen, led a final political rally ahead of the country's general election. The polls this Sunday, which has seen all credible opposition parties either disqualified or exiled, leave voters with little choice but to hand majority support to the ruling Cambodian People's Party, CPP.
Tens of thousands of supporters gathered on motorbikes early on Friday for a celebratory parade around the capital, Phnom Penh. While Hun Manet has been made the CPP's Prime Minister candidate it is unclear when the political transition would take place. His father, who has been Cambodia's autocratic prime minister for nearly 4 decades, was not present at the rally. Cambodian authorities have been criticized for suppressing political opposition and dissent in the lead-up to Sunday's poll. Although 18 parties are taking part in the election, the CPP's main rival, the Candlelight Party, was barred from running over registration technicalities. As a result, the CPP is expected to dominate this election, similar to the 2018 general election when it swept all 125 seats in the National Assembly. An election law was also recently amended to bar those who have not voted from taking part in future elections, and anyone who discourages others from voting could also be fined.
Meanwhile, Thailand's election-winning Move Forward party will make way for alliance partner Pantau to lead in the government formation after its prime ministerial candidate failed to get parliament's backing. Party Secretary Chaitawat Tulathon says Move Forward will back any candidate Pantau puts forward as premier in a parliamentary vote scheduled for July 27th.
The 8-party alliance had backed Move Forward leader Pita Limcharanrat for the role, but he failed to win the support of the bicameral parliament on July 13th. His renomination 6 days later was then blocked by lawmakers, while he was also removed from MP duties. Chaitawat said, however, the Move Forward party will continue to reaffirm the 8-party coalition and a Pantau prime ministerial candidate for the next round of voting. According to local reports, Pantau will likely nominate real estate tycoon Seta Tawisin for the vote next week. Seta had said his party would firmly oppose any change to the lèse-majesty law if it leads a government, but was open to collaborations with any factions.
As countries around the world experience extreme heat and life-threatening floods, youth in Malaysia are demanding for more proactive climate action. Ahead of the state polls, Tara Pillay from Undi 18 explains why now is the perfect time to call out politicians to implement better environmental policies.
Here's the truth, right? Aduns and state assembly persons have the most power in Malaysia when it comes to climate, land, water resources. When it comes to forest areas, they have the immense amount of power because of how our constitution works. Under our federal constitution, the federal government can sort of set treaties, can sort of set agreements, can sort of set grand frameworks. However, in terms of implementation, in terms of the authority on how land is being used in the first place, most of the land actually belongs to state governments. And there's huge, truly huge powers that belong to the Menteri Besar or the Chief Minister in terms of how and who he wants to give that land to, right? And it just takes a single signature, right, to just give off pieces of land without any accountability.
Tackling climate change requires new leadership, says Cameron Chu from My Hutan. This means stronger and more decisive leaders that are able to keep pace with the increasing risk from climate change.
There needs to be leadership. I think the big issue with answering that question, right, how do we attack climate change, how do we manage it, is the fact that there's a massive amount of inertia behind us. A lot of the older people in government now think that it's gone on, it's okay lah, right? It's worked for however many years it has. Why should we change it now? Blind to the fact that obviously it hasn't worked. We're seeing, climate change related impacts impacting Malaysia harder and harder and harder every year. So there needs to be decisive leadership, and there needs to be someone in the driver's seat that goes, we can't allow inertia to dictate how we manage our affairs anymore.
Catch the full conversation on It's About Youth at 10.
I'm Finashe. Thank you for watching.